Let's talk Rick Martel. What a nice guy. What a gentleman.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Talk to me about that. That's my favorite run of yours is when you and Rick were together. I loved you guys together. That's when I first actually started
Yeah.
watching wrestling during that run. What can you tell me about
Mm.
teaming with Rick?
Oh well, Rick was, he's a real great guy, and we still stay in touch. And unfortunately, he had a brother that was about the same age as me, and he lost him. So I think when we hooked up, I kind of became his big brother, so to speak. But we never had a bad word to say. And then when we were wrestling, after a few matches, we didn't even have to talk to each other. It was just like, well, we know what to do, and it just come in. It was like mental telepathy, I guess. And I remember we were introduced at the Night of Champions in Houston, and we were at ringside, and it was Deuce and Domino wrestling Slaughter and Snooker. And then after the match, Deuce and Domino got on Slaughter and Snooker, and then we were at ringside, and we jumped into the ring, and boy, I popped Domino, and he went down, and the crowd went nuts. It was that, and you can get that match, I think, on YouTube sometime.
Yep, I remember it.
Yeah,
I definitely remember that.
yeah, that was really good. And then we had a run with the Samoans and with the Moondogs, Rick and I. And that was great. The Samoans and the Moondogs were great. But I enjoyed working with both of them, particularly the Samoans.
It's amazing. There's not a Samoan that can't work. I mean, they're all just amazing athletes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When I watch the shows now, it's almost the Samoans have got such amazing timing even now, like the Seeker's boy and was it Rakishi's sons?
Yeah, Roman Reigns.
The twins. Yeah.
The Usos, yeah, they're amazing.
The timing is just unbelievable. And I have a hard job, with the rest of the show because there's no rhyme, no reason. Like, you take you dive off the top rope onto 3 or 4 guys, and you don't beat anybody, and nobody gets hurt, and then you continue the match. What the hell does it mean? I remember one time I worked with Big John Studd in the Carolinas on TV, and he slammed me, and it was close to the rope, and I rolled outside, and I sold my back, and he thought he hurt me, and so did everybody backstage, which is, the whole idea of it, right?
Right.
And, it's just, you do something, you get as much out of it as you can. But now, Christ, I don't know what they're trying to prove. It's like a stunt fest. I mean, the guys are great athletes, but
right.
I guess, they told what to do from A to B, A to Z, or whatever. We were just told, by our agents, when you get in there, if you feel like doing something, do it. If it's wrong, we'll tell you. And that's what they did. You do something and you come out, you thought it was pretty good, and then you'd be told by the agent not to do that again and here's why. And it made perfect sense. But now, Christ, I remember when I was agent, I've been working about 25, 30 years. And there's a guy been working 25, 30 hours, and he knew more than me, or he thought he did. Yeah.
Tony, how did things change when Vince Jr. took over?
Well, there was more matches, in bigger houses because, we were in bigger arenas, later on. So, there was some good money to be made. But, he brought a lot of guys in and they were all, all pumped up from the gym. And a lot of them didn't know how to work. They thought they did. But I didn't have a problem. I was at the tail end of my career. I didn't have a problem working with them, but Christ, I was worried about getting hurt. And a couple of times I did, took a knee to the forehead, and I took a boot to the face one time, but, that happens. But with these, the guys he was bringing in, they didn't know.
Right.
So you had to be really careful.
Do you remember who need you? Do you remember who need you in the face?
Yeah, it was Brutus.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he had that finish with the high knee, and he came there and he got me, right on the face. It was almost a concussion.
Oh.
Actually, as I went down, I said to the referee, "Get the doctor," because I didn't know if I was going to pass out or not.
Wow.
That was in the garden. Mm.